Welcome to holiday season in Pittsburgh. You're watching AC Network Extra and tonight's college basketball game between the Marshall Thundering Herd from Conference USA and the Pitt Panthers out of the ACC. Jeff Hathorn and Curtis Aiken courtside here at the Peterson Event Center. Panthers have won 4 straight, Curtis, and they've done it putting 2 halves together.
No question. And if you're Coach Stallings, that's what you look for, your team to get better as the year goes on. And they're doing it at the right time considering conference play is right around the corner.
Panthers led by senior Michael Young, 10th in the country in scoring.
Here's a guy that can hurt you in a variety of different ways, as you see him knock down a short corner jump shot there. But the one question mark was whether this guy can knock down a three-point shot. As you see the versatility getting to the rim, did an excellent job of finding open spots and zones as you see him knock down the tray in traffic there, and a step back is one thing he's perfected. Mike
Young not the only scorer in this game. John Elmore, 21 points a game for the Herd and nearly 7 assists a game.
Elmore is the one guy you have to watch out for. You talk about 21 points, but as you mentioned, the 7 assists are more critical because whenever your best guy doesn't mind distributing the basketball, he's the most dangerous guy on the floor. Excellent matchup tonight here, Jeff.
He is a playmaker for the Herd. As we look at tonight's starting lineups, a good look at Elmore, whose brother Ott is also on the basketball team. A rare brother-brother combination in college hoops. We get set for tip here for the Panthers. As Aideen Pineda against Sheldon Jeter. As Browning, Pineda, Taylor, Elmore, and Loop are the starting 5. And for the Panthers, a change. Justice Kithcart will start for Chris Jones, who's dealing with a foot injury.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Kithcart responds. He's been looking for more minutes. He has his opportunity now. He'll get a lot of action tonight.
Panthers running some clock on this first possession. Three-pointer from Mike Young to start it off.
Started off, he's picking up from where he left off. Young guys out there, look at the balance and how square he is on his jump shot. Not a lot of movement.
We're going to see some quick offense and a good look, but passing up on the layup and trying to kick it out for 3 and a turnover for Marshall.
Well, that's one of the things you'll see from this Marshall team, Jeff. We talked to the coach before the game, but this is a team to say they shoot a lot of threes is an understatement.
Chris Jones out of the game, dealing with a foot injury. He may be able to be back for the Notre Dame game. You saw his stats. Jones has started every game up until now. Young. Pump fake, wide open is Cam Johnson, and around and off the board and in.
Can't say enough about Mike Young and his decision making. Excellent job to get into the lane and jump stop, turn and pivot, and find a wide open Cam Johnson.
And speaking of wide open, good look down low is Aideen Pineda.
A function of taking what they give you in that situation. The Panthers did a good job of covering, I'm sorry, Jeff, the perimeter, left the wide open inside.
Pineda is 6'9", is one of their big guys, but has a long wingspan.
There's no question about this Marshall team. They're not trying to beat you and stop you. They're just trying to outscore you. They'll let you shoot the ball, but they're trying to get, in most cases, transition threes and try to outscore you.
3 hoops from 3 different Panthers. And tie up, good defense by Kithcart. And possession goes to Marshall as Browning was tied up.
Excellent job by Kithcart on the defensive end. Offensively is where I really want to watch how he responds. You know, when you're a young guy like that, a freshman, one of the things you want to do is let the game come to you. Try not to do too much.
You see the size advantage right here. Elmore at 6'3", and Artis at 6'8". Good look down low, and you see the vision from Elmore.
It's just what you call a pick and dive. Come up and set a pick and just dive right to the basket. It was wide open.
8-4 ball game. Panthers working that perimeter. Cut off on Artis. 11 on the shot clock. Wide open again is Cam Johnson. That one doesn't go down. Easy rebound for Artis. Johnson tries again and hits this time.
He's not missing 2 in a row. You get your clean look like that, forget about it. It's going down.
Panthers 3 of 4 early on from 3. There's a deep 3 for Marshall. Rounding out. Ball tipped around. Offensive rebound for the Herd. Browning 3. No good, and rebound to Michael Young. Young crossover, loses control. Here comes Marshall the other way.
It's that length.
And a good steal by Cam Johnson, but off of Johnson's leg. Marshall basketball. Dan D'Antoni, as you see, the brother of Mike, 68 years old. He came back to his alma mater a couple of years ago, and he is an interesting guy.
It's fun to talk to, right?
He likes to play freewheeling basketball.
Big-time analytics guy. And it's all about numbers and percentages. And he feels that three-point shot is a higher percentage in a contested 2.
Good strong move down low, but unable to finish.
Perfect example right there. That's a contested 2. It's a very difficult shot to make. He'd rather move the basketball, get some high ball screens, and try to get an open look for 3.
Kevin Stallings, 465 career wins, as he is tied with Mike Bray, and a chance one of those guys could break that tie coming up on Saturday as the Panthers open ACC play. This Mike Bray coaches Notre Dame.
Well, Coach Stallings was a little bit worried about this game tonight because of the way they play. They spread you out. They take a lot of threes, and he was concerned about whether or not the Panthers would be up for it from a defensive standpoint in terms of closing out on those jump shooters and identifying them in the transition.
Browning stepped inside the line, hits the 2. It's 11-6. Turnaround, no good. And a rebound to Taylor. Taylor's just going to take it the entire way down the court and lay it up and in.
And one. Taylor did exactly what no one expected him to do. For one, put the ball on the floor and keep it. Taylor's still with it. And you can take your pick on the foul there. All 3 guys got a little hack in there.
Taylor, 29 career double-doubles. Preseason All-Conference USA. He goes to the line. One of 4 returning starters for this Marshall team.
Well, 1 of 4 is also averages in double figures.
And misses the three-point opportunity. It's 11-8. Johnson's going to drive to the hole this time, and a foul on the floor. So the first foul, second foul on Marshall will be on the floor, so the Panthers will get the basketball. Cam Johnson early on, hot from 3. Not just once, but twice. Panthers lead by 3.
NBA range.
How to go live if you're not an athlete, but today, you're a winner. Hey, how's your team doing? And by your team, we mean the team whose jersey you own. Good enough for us, because a win's a win. Know what else a win is? A chance to revel in the victory. So pull out your phone, hit this, then this, and go live. Look, this is a big win for you. And now, whether they knew it or not, it's a big win for your friends too.
Single game tickets for select ACC home games are now on sale, including Syracuse, Notre Dame, Louisville, and Virginia. Reserve your single game tickets today by calling the Panthers ticket office at 800-643-PITT. That's 1-800-643-7488, or visit us at PittsburghPanthers.com. 4 great games. 3 of those teams are ranked, and then Syracuse, which is always a big game.
Good college basketball there.
Inbounds for Pitt.
First look at Ryan Luther.
Roselle Nix is checked into the game. He gets the offensive rebound and an early opportunity for Roselle to build on his career 3 points.
He's earned his minutes, and I don't just mean from practice. I mean, obviously he shows up every day and he puts in work, but what he did last game was, was very special. Made good decisions with the basketball, rebounded the basketball.
Roselle hits the free throw. Kevin Stallings going to Nix early.
I like it. Reward him for his hard work.
Pretty. Roselle Nix with the couple.
This fella's light on his feet, too.
Ryan Luther in the game for the Panthers as well. Jump shot no good by Nikolic. Artist crossover, kicks out. The crowd wanted it. I think that may have cost him some playing time if Roselle would have taken that one, but not this one. Roselle Nix, 4 straight points.
I like it.
Browning. Good defense on the perimeter by the Panthers. Kithcart seems to be everywhere as Browning is able to get around Nix and pick up the foul. And first on Nix.
Nice dish by Kithcart. Good head and shoulders fake.
Little point in the air as Jonathan Milligan checks in for the Panthers. Elmore, deep shot, barely hits rim and will go out of bounds. Elmore's first shot of the game.
Off the mark, but you know he's capable. Already had a 35-point game against Toledo in overtime. The team is capable. I mean, they've scored over 100 points in 3 games this year so far.
Deep three by Johnson, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Will be Marshall basketball.
Still good hustle and effort by Nix just to get his hands on that.
Checking in for the Herd, C.J. Burks, recently healthy. As Coach Dan D'Antoni said, you know, they just haven't had all their bodies so far early on, but they're starting to get healthy for their conference, playing Conference USA. Rebound to Nix off the miss by Browning. Johnson's going to drive, throw it up, no good. Burks with the rebound. Elmore against Artis. Burks traveled.
Yep. Well, I think one of the things that's given Marshall problems is the fact that Pitt, they're switching on everything. And, you know, when you got jump shooters that's looking to shoot the ball from the perimeter, in most cases they get open off of ball screens. And when you're switching, you got a 6'7" guy switching to a 6'6" guy, you're not losing much. And really, they're doing a lot of work for nothing because, you know, when you come off the screen, somebody's right there in your face. So they got to get a little more back screening, got to move without the basketball, and try not to get as much off as pick and rolls.
Applause for the game's second leading scorer, Roselle Nix. And Sheldon Jeter checks back in. Jeter's a guy the Panthers would love to see get going here before their conference play starts on Saturday. Three-pointer, good. Jamel Artis. Taylor drives the lane, fights for his own rebound, but Luther has it. Here comes Jonathan Milligan. Back to Luther. Luther dribble, lefty shot. It is blocked. And grabbing the loose rebound is Cam Johnson.
Right place at the right time. But you talk about Sheldon Jeter, it'd be nice to get him going. He must get going. When you talk about conference play, they need him involved in the offense. Obviously, he's a tremendous rebounder. He's a great finisher in transition. He has to get more involved in this offense.
Three-pointer, the first of the game from Marshall, from Stevie Browning. And a foul on the floor. Taylor picks up the foul, his second. So you see the block and a nice alert tip by Luther over to Johnson, and he's able to finish.
Well, I gave Johnson credit for being at the right place at the right time. I give Luther, all the credit should go to Luther by recognizing that he was there. It was a nice tip out for an easy layup.
This is much as we've seen Pitt substitute. Sheldon Jeter.
That's what I'm talking about. That athleticism needs to be more on display.
He drove the SUV right down the lane.
With authority.
And an off-balance shot by Elmore.
You know, it's one play. It's one play like that can get you going. That's all it takes. Get it back to him, knock down a shot here.
Milligan.
New ball game.
High arcing three, no good. Rebound controlled by Taylor.
Milligan never seemed to be set. He didn't get his feet under him on that jump shot.
Three-pointer right there from Burks.
Well, Coach Dawlins talked about it earlier. He talked about, you know, they could be up 10 or 12 points in a hurry. They can go down or the game could be tied because these guys are so capable of knocking down threes in a hurry.
6 threes so far. Nearly 7. Offensive rebound by Jeter. Lays it up and in. 4 for Jeter. Panthers getting work from their low post guys, and Jeter and Nix.
Here's the situation as a point guard you got to recognize. And Jeter's been struggling, and I say that, but he didn't struggle on this play here, right down the living room.
There's no one recognized.
Right into your living room. But what I was saying, as a point guard, you have to recognize, Jeff, when your guys are struggling, when they get it going a little bit like that, next play down, call his number.
Browning picks up the foul. So Browning will go to the foul line. Foul on Milligan.
How about that dunk, man? There was no question. He was going to carry whoever was with him to the basket. He was not to be denied on that one.
This may be the last game where he sees a lane like that, too. Come ACC play, you're not going to get an easy hoop. You're going to earn it.
Not in the half-court set. In transition, he will.
Browning makes both free throws. 8-point lead for the Panthers. Marshall looking for a first road win of the season. Young for three. Right there, Michael Young.
In rhythm, in rhythm. The key to that was kick cart dribbled away, got the ball to Milligan. He just swung it. And Mike was able to knock it down the rhythm.
Now on the other side, a missed three. Young. Damon Wilson in the game, along with Kithcart, Jeter, and Milligan for the Panthers. Thienman, Browning, Paneva, Burks, and Elmore for the Herd. Offensive rebound by Jeter, but eventually controlled by Marshall. Elmore went behind the back, but the Panthers recognized, and here comes Michael Young the other way. Young stops, back out, Kithcart. Kithcart loses control, but unable to recognize the Herd.
Good pass.
Down low, Kithcart has a three-point opportunity. Justice Kithcart with a chance for three the hard way as the Panthers lead by 13. Thanks in part to Sheldon Jeter.
It isn't always easy to know where you stand financially. Multiple accounts, investments, insurance. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you see your whole picture, find out what you truly want, and we design a plan to go get it. We help you live life differently.
Men need to prepare themselves. Nivea Men Cream. Super fast absorbing and non-greasy. Nivea makes you feel good in your skin. Nivea Men Cream. Crafted just for you. Nivea Men. It starts with you. Get your free sample at NiveaMenUSA.com.
Panthers getting it done not just from the outside, but also down low.
Well, that particular play there is part of flex, where Kithcart had an option to read and react to defense. They were expecting him to come back out to the top of the key where he normally plays, and he went back door, and Jeter did an excellent job of finding him for a wide-open layup.
First career start for Justice Kithcart. He has an opportunity for a three-point play. Kithcart starting for Chris Jones, who's dealing with a foot injury. The Panthers break the huddle with the starting lineup with the exception of Damon Wilson.
Well, Kithcart has certainly done a nice job so far. You know, you talk about Chris Jones. I mean, he only averages 7 points a game, but his contribution to the game is much bigger than that. At that size, he can defend a lot of bigger guards. Tough kid.
And an offensive rebound opportunity, but a foul on Jeter. As we see Chris Jones, first start, first game he's missed this year. Jones has been a glue guy for the Panthers.
Yes, he has.
Does a lot of things. Nearly 3 rebounds, 3 assists a game. Also averages 7 a game. Burks drives the lane and lays it up and in. Comes quickly the Panthers the other way. Ball tipped out of bounds. Will be Panther basketball. Thienman, Browning, Paneva, Burks, and Loop in the game. Panthers working across the court.
Oh, with Damon Wilson in the game with Kithcart, and of course, bad pass by Artis, but of course Artis makes really effectively 3 point guards in the game for the Pitt Panthers. Artis didn't look like a point guard on that play.
A little miscommunication. He thought Cathcart was going to hang out at the three-point line. Browning bringing the basketball up for the Herd. Marshall, their last time out, took number 24 Cincinnati to overtime. Thienman from the corner, no good. Damon Wilson. Young, big size advantage right now as the 2-2s match up top.
Really nice ball movement and spacing for the Panthers.
Young guarded by Burks. Good defense from Burks. Young trapped and a near turnover. Cathcart is able to control it, and then a touch foul on Browning.
That's out. The shot clock was winding down and get a fresh 30 now.
That's a tough one. You work so hard on defense and you get a little foul like that. That's the 6th on Marshall.
35 feet away from the basket on top of it.
Artist jump shot. Rolls in. About to say rolled out.
It's that home court roll.
Artist with 7. Burks, nice bounce pass. Browning for 3. There's some ball movement, Curtis. (31-21) Panthers, just past the halfway mark of the first half. Artis 3. Artis in double figures here in the first half.
He's feeling it.
Him nearly walked there. Three-pointer right there from Burks. Burks 2 of 2 from the arc.
Not the best three-point shooter on the team, but got that one to go.
Young, foul line extended. Good look down low to Jeter, who uses his left hand.
Nice dribble, draw, and dish.
It's his 3rd assist of the game for Young. Browning open. He hits, and we're trading baskets.
Browning, he's capable as well, averaging 17.7 a game. Got to find him.
Young for 3. No good. Good offensive rebound from Jeter, and Jeter has played his best game in weeks tonight.
Really has, and been so active on the offensive glass. That's where he's best.
Crossover. Browning, high arcing 3, and he'll shoot 3. Cathcart picks up his first foul, number 6 on the Panthers. The Panthers lead it by a dozen here in Pittsburgh.
These seats aren't just for watching the game. They're for participating in it. Like the exit row on an airplane, sitting here carries great responsibility. Here, my 6 men and women, every action is a distraction. So when the other team goes to the line, make some noise. Annoy, like your season depends on it. Because it just might.
Inconsciente, a été transportée à l'hôpital.
Aí, Pedro, preciso de você na caixa, Davi, ajuda ele.
你先把那弄上，对。
Panthers extended their lead 38-26, and it happened because of some good passing, but I tell you what, it's happened on both ends of the floor. As you see, the nice drive and skip pass across and wide open Browning knocks down the jump shot, but on the other end, Mike Young did an excellent job of dribble, drawing, and dish. Jeter does the rest.
Jeter, nice job with the left hand using the basket, as Jamel Artis has passed Jerry McCullough and now in the top 20 in Pitt scoring. 1,344 points, as those two just seem to leapfrog players about every other game. I know you still want to get out there and add some points. Browning missed the second free throw after making the first. Damon Wilson checks out. Cam Johnson in the game. And now Browning will check out as Elmore checks in. Elmore 21 points a game, but 0 of 2 from the floor.
He hasn't really gotten started, and when you look at it from a whole, they're not shooting that well from 3, and it's really because I think the Panthers' length is really bothering them.
Burks has really been their hottest shooter to start. It's pretty standard Marshall man-to-man defense, too, that we expect to see.
Well, they don't deviate from that.
Look down low, ball tipped away, 8 on the shot clock. Artis will try the 3, that's off. And an offensive rebound again to Jeter. Jeter works, hook, short, and rebound to the Thundering Herd.
Good move by Jeter, just came off of his hands a little awkward.
Jeter 8.6 rebounds.
Talked about him and how much they're going to need his contribution. He stepped up today so far.
Elmore misses the deep 3. Cam Johnson to Artis. This is the Panthers starting lineup that's in right now, and a blocking foul on Penova.
Penova got the worst of that one, and he gets a foul.
The young man from Sarajevo. Coach D'Antoni says he actively recruits Europe. He's looking for guys with some length that can shoot the jump shot, that want to play this style of basketball.
It's a fun style to play. I would have loved to have been in a system like that.
How many years did you have the 3?
One.
Just one.
Yep.
So that 1,200 really should have an asterisk by it, your career point total.
Yeah, but every time you guys put that up there, you never put an asterisk up there with my name. we have to talk about that.
1 out of 2. Panthers lead is 11. Penova, 3-pointer, no good. Rebound to Artis. Panthers doubling up. Marshall early on the glass. Young backs him down low. Lefty shot. It was a pretty shot, just didn't go for Young.
It's amazing. Young gets that ball on the block. It just seems like he can score at will.
Good move. And a kick out, and going to be an over and back on Marshall. Nikolic.
Really nice defensive possession for the Panthers. Everybody did a nice job of closing out and denying weak side passes. Had nowhere to go.
Nikolic, the sophomore, will check out after that turnover. Panthers lead is 11. Oh, Johnson looking back door. Gets the handoff from Young. Kithcart's going to drive and lay it up and in.
It wasn't pretty, but it went down.
Elmore against Young is going to drive the lane. Kick out. Burks. Short. Artis, another rebound.
Especially when you can have your point guard rebound it and push it.
And then drive the lane and pick up the foul.
Kithcart showing his ability to turn on the Jets. Saw some daylight. Nice little touch there.
Maybe an opportunity here with the game against Omaha and now this game against Marshall for Kithcart. Gain some confidence heading into ACC play.
Well, I like the fact that Kithcart is playing with some poise. I mean, he's not out there trying to do too much. He's taking what the defense gives him. He's doing a really nice job of getting them in their sets, running their stuff.
You hear the applause for Roselle Nix.
But also for Sheldon Jeter, who just checked out of the game.
And Ryan Luther is in. Artis, Luther, Kithcart, Johnson, Nix, Browning, Burks, Elmore, Loop, and Miovic. There's a foul on the floor.
Nix was a little late getting there on the switch.
That's number 2, and that's the 7th on the Panthers.
Nick, came up out of his defensive stance. You got to stay down, young man.
You could see the look on Nix's face. Great shot there. It's like, darn. And short on the free throw. As Elmore is struggling here tonight. Panthers lead is 15. Good look down low. And the finish by Artis.
Good look, better finish, right?
Handoff up top. Burks drives. No good. Nix with the rebound. Panthers really rolling right now. Johnson drives. Lays. No good. Rebound controlled by Elmore.
They've taken Elmore completely out of the game.
Mijovic working the pick and roll. Browning.
You see, got Cam Johnson at 6'7" with that length, really causing problems for Browning.
3-pointer down for Loop.
Tough shot.
Loop's had 2 3-pointers or more in 11 of 12 games.
Was a high volume shooter.
And Browning, the opportunity for the steal, but controlled by the Panthers. Artis, 3. Jamel Artis, 17 first half points.
Making it look easy.
Browning to match, no good. Nix the easy rebound.
And Nix has at least 4 rebounds.
Artis for 20, no
5
good.
rebounds.
Nix with the rebound. Uses that free arm, ball knocked away and controlled by Artis. Nick saying, I'll give you a screen. Panthers hustling and controlling. 9 offensive rebounds for the Panthers. Johnson, no rebound there.
He catches the ball and he's balanced in rhythm like that. It's beautiful to watch.
Elmore misses, and Marshall just can't match basket for basket with this Panther team. It is a 20-point lead. Artis kick. Luther short. Rebound to Mijovic. Browning looks to push. Burks. Step back 3. C.J. Burks, 3rd 3 in this game.
Talked about that green light. That's that neon light. The neon green. Catch it and shoot it.
And the foul down low. Is that going to be on Rosie? It looks like it is. Roselle Nix picks up his 3rd foul as Panthers work the ball, and Jamel Artis with 17.
So smooth.
Coach is having a tough time making the right style call, so he's bringing in an expert.
No.
Built for comfort.
What are the chances he can pull out a W?
He's got a great sense of style.
NBA Saturday prime time. Turn down basketball.
Shop for brand new Pitt merchandise and game day apparel from the official Panthers team store, including the new Oakland Zoo shirt. Check out all the new Pitt script gear by shopping online at PittsburghPanthers.com or visit us inside the lobby of the Pitt. Jeff Hathorn and Curtis Aiken inside the Peterson Event Center. Panthers lead at 51-34. Panthers really have been a first half team. As we said in the open, they're putting it together in the second half the last couple of games as well. Deep 3 from Loop. Ball tipped around, controlled by Cam Johnson.
There's no question they've been in control from the start.
This is the 27th rebound for the Panthers. Drive by Kithcart, it's easy.
Really nice move there.
Browning, guarded by Young. Drive in the lane by Elmore. Good look to Mijovic, who is able to finish down low.
Nice control in the paint. Didn't force anything up. Very patient on the block.
Head fake. Young wide open. Pretty.
This is like a shoot around. This is like practice. Everybody's getting wide open looks.
Panthers shooting 53% from the floor. Marshall 43. Browning, jumper, no good. Rebound again to Cam Johnson. That's the 5th rebound for Johnson. Look down low, but anticipation by Loop. Gets it to Browning. Browning, Elmore. He's going to drive, spin, move by Elmore. His first 2, and it happens inside the arc.
Crafty.
What was it Coach D'Antoni told us? That Elmore has a few surprises in his game.
Well, that was one. He put him in a spin cycle.
Cathcart with Young, Luther, Artis, and Johnson. Cathcart passes a 3. Gets it to Artis. No good. Rebound tipped, and nearly controlled by the Panthers, but stepping on the line was Michael Young. Just over a minute to go. Panthers lead at 55-38. Jeter and Bledsoe into the game. As Cam Johnson's slow to get up.
He had 6 on the floor. I think Cam Johnson's checking out.
It's not a power play?
No. I don't think they would need one right now. 55-38. No need for a power play.
Elmore is going to drive the lane on Young. Young may have got a piece of that. Artis definitely got a piece of that. Out of bounds. Off Marshall. Pitt basketball.
Nice timing for Artis to get over from the weak side.
Jonathan Milligan will check in. Luther out. Biggest foul trouble for the Panthers is Roselle Nix with 3.
It's a quick 3.
Cam Johnson has 2, and everyone else has 1 or fewer.
Nice job for Nix so far. I'm sorry, Jeff. 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 fouls, as you mentioned.
Young spin move, foul on the floor. Pushing foul on Elmore, his 2nd.
We talk about Young being so strong, and I mean, I'm sorry, his ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter, but let's not forget about how strong he is on that block and a variety of post moves to go to it. Pretty good free throw shooter as well, not on that play.
Elmore to Browning. Contested 3, short, and good hustling rebound by Loop.
Would love to play on that team, man. You just spot up and shoot them.
Marshall's actually going to work some clock. Elmore being guarded by Artis.
About a 6-second differential between shot clock and game clock.
With the pace of this game, that seemed to take an eternity as knocked out a ball out of bounds. Marshall basketball with 6 seconds to shoot.
Yep, 7-second differential. 13.3 on the shot clock. Game clock, I should say.
Marshall inbound to Browning. Browning doesn't have much time, but he's going to drive the lane. Lefty shot, no good. Rebound tipped. Controlled by Young, and a timeout for the Panthers, who have the use it or lose it with 6.6. Kevin Stallings talking to his team. It's an opportunity to get a play. Panthers are going to be busy on ESPN. Notre Dame in town on New Year's Eve. Women's basketball against Miami. Swimming and diving on the sticks against Ohio State on the 7th. Busy times for the Panthers on ESPN as we see 7
in Young's show, and guess who showed up? Browning and Artis.
Well, we did see a show. The only 2 points from Elmore was a show. I'll say that for him.
Yeah. It's fun to watch, nonetheless.
See ya. Panthers inbound play. Looks like an under the basket inbound play. As everybody rolls off of Jeter. Here comes Cathcart. Milligan has an open 3. Jonathan Milligan hits the 3, and the Panthers have 58 points in the first half.
Well executed play.
Browning hits the 3 for Marshall. He leads the herd, but it's been a lot of Panthers. Jamel Artis with 17. Pitt's up 20.
Let me simplify it for you. It was weak. Terrible and obnoxious owner. Shameful. Outrageous. Can't win a damn football game. Pathetic.
First Take, moving to ESPN January 3rd. First Take, moving to ESPN January 3rd.
Welcome back to the Peterson Event Center. A 20-point lead for the Panthers. And what do you need to do these drills? You need to have strength. The Panthers get their strength from their new strength and conditioning coach, Gary Christopher.
Job of changing speed, Jamil. Strength is a foundation for everything. You know, we got to build a stronger athlete, especially these days and at this level of college basketball. Good, Cam. Way to get up under there quick. Punch through quick, fellas. Get through. You know, what we're doing here is going to be for them and helping them exceed to the next level.
Good. The great thing about Gary is he really connects. He connects at a high level.
I want to see all 6'5" of you.
He builds basketball players.
I love his workouts. It's awesome to go through the lifts and have him encouraging you, telling you what you need to fix.
Strong, strong, strong. Up. Good. It's better.
He'll build you up.
His job is bigger than just strength and conditioning. Outside of building your body and your conditioning, he's will help you become a better man and help you with your relationships and growing up.
That's what it is. Self-motivation. Let's see if you want it or not. Family. At the end of the day, you come back to the center and understand that we're all there for one another. If we remember that our main goal is to protect one another, to fend for one another, you can go a long way with that.
Much like you don't want a skinny chef, you want a weight strength and conditioning coach that looks the part, and Gary Christopher definitely does. We've got out-of-town scores and stats coming next.
Turn down NBA Saturday prime time.
First Take, moving to ESPN January 3rd.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh. It is a 20-point lead for the Panthers here inside the Peterson Event Center. Jeff Hathorn and Curtis Aiken. It's really been it's the final non-conference game for the Steelers, and it's been interesting in the ACC so far. There have been some upsets. ACC won the Big Ten Challenge this year, and they're playing some pretty good basketball.
The Panthers are playing pretty good basketball as well when you think about this first half, and they've done it all. But as you look across the country and see these teams, obviously it really starts next week when you get into conference play, and I'm sure these standings will change quite a bit, but most of these teams are off to terrific starts.
Yeah, 5 teams with just 1 loss. Another handful of teams, actually a handful and 1 with just 2 losses. That includes the Pitt Panthers. As these teams battle, every team with a winning record, including Boston College, really that top half of the division, you got to think that there's going to be a battle, especially if Duke can't figure out some of their situation.
Well, trust me, Duke will figure out their situation once they get Allen in check. But, you know, across the board, I think the rankings, as you look at it preseason, I never bought into the whole preseason rankings because, you know, there's guys, the young guys that step up. And you look at Kit Cart tonight, he's playing a solid basketball game, 6 assists already. But you never know these young guys who's going to step up. So until it's midway through the season, going into conference play, you really don't know who's going to step up and how good these teams really are.
And it's a conference really where you could go 12 or 13 deep when you're looking at different teams that could make the NCAAs. Virginia and Louisville opening ACC play tonight. Of course, the big suspension for Duke of Grayson Allen, suspended indefinitely. So what does that mean? We'll find out what exactly that means. And you see 6 ACC teams in the top 25, and that's probably something that will continue throughout the year as ACC play has begun for some teams. And hey, Florida State win over Wake Forest. They had to come back as Wake held a lead in that game. North Carolina leads Monmouth by 9. Virginia Tech, Baker's dozen over UBMC. And look, Louisville only 21 points in the first against Virginia. Virginia's going to bring that defense every week, Curtis.
No question. They really slow the game down. I mean, I don't think there's any team in the country that controls the tempo of the ball game like Virginia does. I mean, they're very good at it. Obviously, they make you play a half-court set, get back in transition, probably as good as any team in the country. And that's a team that's always going to be at the top of the echelon in the ACC.
There is another team right there with an 11-point lead at half, Notre Dame, number 24. They'll be here on Saturday.
I'm looking forward to that one, and I'm sure the Pitt Panthers are too. And particularly because Sheldon Jeter showed up. We talked about him needing to play better. He has to play better if this team has any chance going into the ACC play.
That'll be Saturday at 2. We still have a second half here at the Peterson Event Center. But first, your first half highlights and stats. That comes next.
Turn down NBA Saturday prime time. Turn down basketball.
Back then, turn down for what was a question. I think I found the answer.
Turn down for NBA Saturday prime time. Turn down for the season's unmissable game. Turn down for basketball. Turn down for
Welcome back to the Peterson Event Center. An entertaining first half. Jeff Hathorn with Curtis Aiken here at the Pitt in Pittsburgh. And really, we thought this matchup would be a lot of scoring, a lot of up-tempo, and we've seen a lot of it.
There's no question about it, and in large part due to the fact that there's been good ball movement on both sides. However, the Panthers have been able to knock down more shots, obviously, than Marshall. Other than Browning, Marshall's really struggling from the perimeter, and we'll take a look at a little bit at that later. But you know, the ball movement's been there. It's been actually a fun game to watch. However, if you're on the Marshall side, it's probably not so much fun to watch.
Yeah, the Panthers have hit more shots, but Stevie Browning has been clutch for the Marshall Thundering Herd. 14 points in the first half.
Well, he's clutch because he's doing a good job of picking his spots. As you see him knock down an open three there in transition, he's getting to the right spots. He's shooting the ball in rhythm. And he's one of the few players, as I talked about, was able to get off. You know, he's still 4 for 10 for 3. But he is able to knock down some shots. On the other hand, the Panthers are really getting whatever they want from an offensive standpoint, and their ball movement has been terrific. As you see, Mike Young draws all kind of traffic, but Artists catch that ball in rhythm like that, get clean looks. There's guys on that team, one with the ball right there. Cam Johnson, excellent find there. You got to respect him when he has the basketball, but Cam Johnson, Artists, obviously, Mike Young, those guys from the perimeter, if they get clean looks, 90% of the time it's going down.
Jamel Artists, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. The Panthers lead by 20. The assist numbers high again for the Panthers. 16 after coming off 23 against Omaha.
That's awesome. 16 on 22 field goals. I mean, that percentage there says it all. When you think about me being a point guard, I always look at the assist to turnover ratio. They only have 7 turnovers, 16 assists. That's huge.
Jamel Artists is averaging 10.5 in the first half. And I know Coach Stallings wants to get him to complete a game. An opportunity here. Artists not only 17 points, but 6 rebounds and 2 assists. He has a chance to fill up the stat sheet here in the second half. This Marshall team is going to continue. Coach D'Antoni said, we don't really worry about the other team. We worry about us. They're not going to change a bunch in their defense and what they're doing. So there's going to be opportunities there for Artists.
No question. If they don't change a bunch, there's going to be some problems this second half. But I misspoke. 16 assists to only 4 turnovers. Excellent play from the Panthers this first half.
You see Artists. He will inbound the basketball in front of us. Panthers looking for win number 11 on the season. Still 20 minutes to go here at home. Justice Kithcart made his first career start, and he will be out there to start the second half as well. Artists, Young, Kithcart, Jeter, and Johnson for the Thundering Herd. Browning, Penova, Taylor, Elmore, and Loop. Artists drive, lefty shot, no good, and a foul on Penova.
So Penova had the position. He bailed him out by bringing his arms down.
That's number 3 on the big man from Sarajevo. Artists, 75% free throw shooter. This is game 63 in double figures as we see Dan D'Antoni.
You talk about the all-time leader scorers at Pitt. Obviously, he's going to climb that ladder because this boy can fill it up.
And And rounding out for Artis. Panther lead, the biggest of the game at 21. You see, it's been a struggle for the Herd here to end the first half. Elmore yet to get going. Loop 3 is good, but a foul down low, offensive foul on Taylor.
No basket.
Ryan Taylor with number 4.
See if we can take a look at the action on the baseline. Never saw it.
Little hook maybe on Jeter. Fifth card, double screen, back to Jeter. He'll try a 3. And Sheldon Jeter's in double figures.
Guess who showed up?
Jeter with 11, Johnson with 11, Artis with 18. 1 and 2 in double figures, Burks and Browning for the Herd. Deep 3 from Browning, rounding out, and rebound to the other number 2. Young, crossover is going to drive the lane. Michael Young.
He showed it to him and he took it away. Nice finish with the left.
That's just not right.
At that size, it's not right.
Young with 11, and Browning answers. Johnson's going to drive the lane and loses it out of bounds. Will be Pitt basketball, 21 on the clock.
Mike Young kind of picking your poison here. Showed it to him, took it away. Oh, beautiful lay with the left. So nice, I'll do it twice.
Young now down low against Loop, kicks it out. Johnson, first 3 attempt of the second half, no good. Rebound to Browning, gets it down low. Taylor working down low, throws it up and in, no foul. Taylor goes down and finishes the 2 and appeared to land a bit awkwardly as he limps up the court.
It's amazing how guys limp up the court. As soon as they get that ball in their hands, they feel a lot better, right?
Senior from Indianapolis. Down low, Jeter, good work, and a foul down low on Penova. That's going to be his 3rd.
It's a nice post up. Oh, he kind of twisted his own leg there.
Jeter hits the free throw.
It's good to see. You know, sometimes young men, they get in slumps, and they're in slumps for months on top of months because they just can't get out of it. You know, it takes somebody mentally tough to do that. Just got to keep working through it. Keep trusting yourself. Believe in yourself.
13 points, 6 rebounds.
And working hard, of course.
Taylor from 3 hits it. And I think you hit it. There was no limp going up the court that time.
Yeah, it felt pretty good then.
Hand off to Artis. Jeter had a chance to try another 3. He goes down the lane for the stuff.
Are you kidding me? Went off the wrong foot. That's athleticism there.
Telling you what, that toll gate is open, and they're going right through with the easy pass.
This is the Jeter of old.
Jeter able to elevate and finish. 23-point lead for the Panthers. Artis, Kithcart, Young. Young, crossover, drives, lefty shot, no good. Once again, Mike Young's going to go to the line. If that's on Taylor, he's out. Penova picks up the foul, his 4th. So Taylor and Penova each with 4. Young makes the free throw. Michael Young with the second opportunity. Right there. 73 times in his Pitt career, Michael Young has been in double figures. Young with 13. Elmore's going to drive and pick up the foul. That'll be on Jeter. As Dan D'Antoni working the officials on the sideline. After some conversation there, you see a very laid-back Dan D'Antoni, a T-shirt with a blazer over it.
He's seen it all. Great career he's had. NBA, 3 different teams.
And worked with his brother Mike. And then came back to Marshall. Now, D'Antoni was at Marshall in 1970 when they lost their football team in the plane crash. He said one of the team doctors told him before, just in a random conversation, he said, someday you're going to come back and be the head coach at Marshall. And he said he got to a point in his life where those words always stuck with him, and that he was going to fulfill that statement and honor the late doctor. And he has a picture of him in his office at his desk. And a really cool story.
It is.
How D'Antoni's paying it forward. And really, this Marshall team picked 4th in Conference USA. Young drives and delivers.
I mean, what do you say about that? He just makes it look so easy.
Elmore trying to match, and he'll pick up the foul on Johnson.
And 3 of the 4 players in, well, 4 to 5 players in double figures. Artist with 18, Young with 15, Jeter with 16. I'm sorry, Jeter with 15, and Cam Johnson with 11.
Looks like it'll be an opportunity for Kevin Stallings to give his bench some more work too. Probably see some Damon Wilson and Jonathan Milligan and maybe some more Roselle Nix here in the second half.
We better see some more Roselle Nix.
And here comes Milligan getting ready to check in. Down low to Young. Young baseline. No good. Maybe it was a pass to Artis as Artis gets fouled down low. I don't believe it was. As Artis goes to the line. Those 2 are roommates though, so maybe they work on the fake jump shot pass back door.
Use your discretion there.
Artis hits the free throw. 19 points for Jamel Artis as we see Milligan check in for Johnson. Artis makes his free throw. It'll be the 7th time this season that he's had 20 or more. There it is. Little pressure from the Panthers and off the leg of Elmore and out of bounds. It will be Pitt basketball. The Panthers lead by 25 and the lane has been open for the Panthers. Mike Young drives and then there's Jeter.
Right down the middle.
Jamel Artis leading the Panthers as they lead by 25. Artis with 20 points, and Curtis in some pretty exclusive company there in the ACC.
No question. If he continues to play on this level, I mean, he and Young obviously has to be up for at least in the discussion of being Player of the Year in the ACC.
And Mike Young just 5 points away from joining him. Inbound to Artis. There was a second there where I thought Artis may have forgot what hoop. He started heading that way. Jeter, Artis, kick, Milligan, 3. No good, and foul on the Panthers on the floor. On Michael Young, that's his first foul. Young throws it down to Taylor. Marshall inbound, no pressure from the Panthers. Panthers lead 74-49. Marshall coming in looking for their first road win of the season here at the Peterson Events Center in Pittsburgh. Panthers in the home white and Marshall in all green.
The Panthers with 15:30 to go in the game, up 25. As your coach Stallings, you still want this team to finish the game clean. And as we talked about, that second half is so important to finishing strong.
Thieneman, Browning, Burks, Taylor, Elmore in for Marshall. I'd imagine Marshall's thinking the same thing.
Right. They're just trying to get the score respectable. Already 6 foul.
Marshall play at FIU, then at Florida Atlantic, and then they're back home.
Artists.
Crossover by Elmore, drives the lane, lefty shot no good, rebound to Jeter. 7 rebounds for Jeter. Artis, 3 balls short.
Didn't get his legs under that one.
Rebound to Browning. It's really the first bad shot he's taken. Guy with 20 points, 22 points, hasn't really forced anything. And an offensive foul on Burks. Holding his position was Milligan.
Nice job by Milligan to recognize he was out of control. Excellent call outside the restricted area.
It's funny, when you're parked like that, it feels like an eternity sometimes until somebody gets to you. Browning checks out.
Did a good job of holding his arms up above his chest.
Kyrie Allison checks in the game for the first time. Runner. Good by Milligan. You see big time foul trouble for the Thundering Herd. Baseline and a foul on Luther. That'll be the 5th on the Panthers and the 1st on Luther.
Luther coming off of a few good games, haven't scored tonight, just only took 1 shot.
See Elmore really drawing that, working his shoulder. Out of bounds for the Herd. Taylor working down low against Damon Wilson, and Wilson's going to pick up his first foul. There's a flurry of fouls here. That's now 6 on the Panthers. Next one, both teams will be shooting.
Taylor was excited there. He said, I have a mouse in the house. Get me the ball.
Taylor's working it again and misses, but gets his own offensive rebound and puts it in. You say Jerome Lane used to do a lot of that to pad his stats?
No doubt.
Young, deep 3, no good. Burks down low. Taylor feeling it against Milligan and gets the foul call on Milligan.
Well, Marshall's at least recognizing a few mismatches on the court.
Taylor 9 points, 6 rebounds, but playing with 4 fouls.
Surprisingly, the majority of his points come from the 3-point line on the perimeter.
Taylor makes the free throw. He's the current all-time leader in double-doubles for Conference USA with 29. Pretty distinguished career, over 1,300 points, 700 rebounds, and he'll check out. Penova checks in for him, and a little pressure from the Thundering Herd. Not sure what the officials are doing here. Maybe a little blood from Milligan.
Pointed at his lip.
You heard Coach Stallings, you could read lips there. Do I have to take him out?
If it's inside of his mouth, I don't see why he would have to take him out.
Tony Salisi is going to check that out. The Panthers, look at this New Year's Eve schedule. The Panthers here against Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Clemson, Wake Forest. Wake gave Florida State a game for a while. NC State, Miami, Duke, Virginia Tech. Don't sleep on Virginia Tech. Indiana, Louisville, and Florida State against Virginia. Top 25 matchup. Of course, Indiana, Louisville, that's one of those games. And Louisville plays a few of them. Kentucky, Indiana, some tough rivalries.
They got Kentucky for the first time in several years this year.
Can imagine the emotion in the building for those games. Kithcart and Milligan on the floor together. Milligan's jumper around and out. Penova the rebound. Here comes Allison leading the herd. Allison working against Kithcart. Blocked, then a jump ball situation because it was blocked and then off Allison. But because of the jump ball, it will be Marshall ball.
Nice timing by Milligan to keep his body away. Just grab the ball.
Marshall controls, down by 25. And a wild shot and in by Elmore. Elmore's not made any easy shots. They've all been difficult. Mike Young drives baseline. Nearly gets the three-point opportunity and foul down low. Milovic picks up the foul.
Can't say enough about how Mike Young has improved his first step. I mean, so explosive for a guy that size. Tough matchup.
Young misses a couple of free throws today.
Not typical of him.
Well, the good ones always need something to work on. Young now 4 of 7 from the foul line. And Young will check out, and Roselle Nix checks in. There's a different energy in the crowd.
Well, I mean,
Rosie checks in.
He's obviously a fan favorite, but he's turning out to be a player as well.
For those that don't know, his brother is a fan favorite with the Steelers. Roosevelt Nix, fullback, wears 45. And he probably gives up 8 inches to his brother.
Yeah.
Be some earth-shaking backyard games. We see Kevin Stallings discussing his strategy here for the last 12:56. Tom Richardson has been with Stallings for decades.
Tom does a great job of preparation to get these guys prepared from a skill set standpoint. I talked about being explosive. A lot of that has to do with Tom Richardson, what he's been able to do with not just the bigs, but the guards as well.
Burks free throws. And he varies up his drills, too. The guys like it.
Yeah. I had an opportunity to read his book the other day. I didn't get all the way through it, but he has a lot of stuff for you.
No starters with exception of Kithcart in the game, who's making his first career start. The ball off of Milovic and out of bounds. Pitt ball, 12 on the shot clock. Chris Jones sitting out with a foot injury, so Kithcart made the start. Down low to Rosie Nix, can't finish. Ball tapped around and controlled by Penova and the herd.
The Knicks was a little surprised he was that wide open.
Elmore spin. Can't finish, but a foul call on the Panthers on Kithcart. No one believes they commit a foul. It's Cam Johnson and Jamel Artis are going to check back in. Elmore makes the free throw. Elmore came in averaging 21 points a game. Done most of his damage from the free throw line. A 5th point from the line gives him 9. The lead cut to 20. Over to Milligan. Milligan looking down low to Nix. Nix back out to Luther. Luther 3, no good. Rebound to Cam Johnson, easy layup. Burks will try the 3. High arcing shot, no good. A 7th rebound for Johnson. Artis kicks and
Stepped
out of bounds does Milligan. Panthers lead by 22 here in Pittsburgh.
Feel alive when something just happened in the game that left you completely flabbergasted. Wait, what? Did that one player / coach / mascot really just do that? You can't be the only one trying to make sense of this. So grab your phone, open Facebook, press this, and go live. Ask your friends if that actually happened. It did. Then debate how that's even possible. All right, just remember, there's still plenty of game left.
Single game tickets for all Pitt women's basketball games are on sale, including exciting conference games against North Carolina and Pink the Pete against Syracuse. Tickets available for only $5. Can be reserved by calling the Panthers ticket office at 800-643-7488 or go to PittsburghPanthers.com. ACC play begins on Monday. We'll have that game for you. The Panthers against Miami. Cross look, Penova is going to drive and dish. And Milovic finishes. And we have a whistle down low and a foul on Allison. His first.
Before the ball was even inbounded.
We have seen a flurry. 17 fouls here in the second half. We're not even halfway through. Jamal Artis, a game-leading 22. Short. Burks back to Browning. Browning works the baseline. There's Browning, but he had Jeter on him inside the line, but nails the two.
Got to his spot.
Browning with 18. Artis to Milligan. Driving the lane and laying it up and in is Michael Young with 18. Burks quickly the other way, and he lays it up and in. And we are exchanging hoops once again here at the Peterson Event Center. 83 points for the Panthers.
In the last 5 minutes, neither team is playing any defense.
Milligan loses control off of Allison. Back to Johnson, and he'll go to the line. Foul is on Penova. And you hear the Oakland Zoo behind us as Penova will check out. He is fouled out of the game. Cam Johnson to the line. Penova finishes with just 4 points. 84-65 Panthers. And missing the free throw. Rebound to Taylor. Browning with the trap coming. Marshall 7-0 at home. And this likely would be their 6th loss on the road. Back to Jeter. Here comes Milligan. Johnson's going to drive and slam. You don't see his stuff from Cam Johnson very often, but he drives the lane and then lead back to 21.
Well, if you're going to drive the lane, that's how you do it. Attack the rim.
Allison, he'll drive the lane, and the lefty lays it up and in.
It's a layup fest for both teams.
Down low to Young. Young's going to work the baseline and stuff it home. Young with 20. Too shy of his average. Look out. Here it comes. Sheldon Jeter.
Took off from the ACC mark.
It is highlight reel time for the Panthers. 90 points. And let's take a look at one of the better ones. The Panthers lead by 23 thanks to this.
Elevate, young man, elevate.
To achieve financial security, there are two halves to consider: protect and grow. Instead of focusing on insurance or investments alone, we bring them together into one whole picture. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
Entertaining basketball here on ACC Network Extra, Curtis.
Mike Young says, whatever you do, I can do better, as he takes baseline and finishes over the top. But our guy Jeter says, slow down, young man. This is what I do.
Right into your home. Jeter 17, Young 20, Cam Johnson 16, and none of them are the leading scorer.
No, not at all. In large part because Artis is having a special night again. Doesn't have a dunk yet, by the way.
Still got 9 minutes to go.
22 points.
3 for Loop. No good. And Loop is able to run down his own rebound and give it to Browning.
Well, Marshall says if we're going to lose, we're going to lose our way. We shoot a lot of threes. That's what we do. They haven't been very successful today, but that young man Taylor's playing an excellent game.
Taylor finishes. He's got 13 and 7 boards. It's probably been a transition with the coaching change for Taylor. He's more of an inside guy, and they love to shoot outside. Not that Taylor can't.
No, he's knocked down a few. He's made the adjustment.
Allison spots up for 3. No good. Rebound to Cam Johnson. Panthers with their starting 5 with the exception of Milligan. Jeter, Young, Johnson.
Good ball movement.
Artis with 10 on the shot clock. Nearly lost it. Foul. No continuation, but an opportunity for 2 because over the limit are the Thundering Herd. Panthers lead by 21 here in Pittsburgh.
These seats aren't just for watching the game. They're for participating in it. Like the exit row on an airplane, sitting here carries great responsibility. Here, my 6 men and women, every action is a distraction. So when the other team goes to the line, make some noise. Annoy, like your season depends on it. Because it just might.
Panthers seniors leading the way, including Mike Young, part of a 20-point tandem with Jamel Artis that has no peer in the NCAA.
Well, I tell you what, that's going to continue. They have a great feel for one another, and they share the basketball. They trust each other. You know, not only they sit together on the bench when they're out of the games, they're roommates, they're best friends, they're brothers.
Artis with 22 looking to add to that. Kevin Stallings.
Got to get your legs into it, young man.
Just 8 minutes away from his 11th win as Pitt head coach. And 2 misses for Jamel Artis. Browning, Burks, Taylor, Elmore, Loop. It's good ball movement by the Herd, and the 3-pointer by Burks.
Set up by Taylor. Nice inside-out action.
And now Marshall coming with a little trap defense. Spin move by Young, loses control, kicks it back out. Artis jumper right there.
You can't do no wrong. Back in the 2-3 zone.
Loop from the corner. That's his shot, that three-pointer right there.
Bad rotation.
Loop, 2 field goals, both threes. Lead down to 17. Young jumper, no good. Rebound tip, knocked out of bounds. Marshall ball. Quickly into Browning. And that time Johnson was out on Loop. Down low to Taylor. Good body control by Taylor. He finishes around the rim. The lead down to 15.
How about that for the big fella?
15 points, 8 rebounds. Panthers working the basketball. Young's jumper. On cold, but finishing nearly was Jeter, and Young finished for him.
I think the Panthers are getting a little jump shot happy. You know, you already have them in the bonus. You want to get to the rim, try to create some contact to get to the free throw line.
And going to the free throw line is Elmore, a chance to finish a three-point opportunity. You know, Curtis, with 94 points, with 6 minutes to go, you may think, well, the Panthers may be close to setting a record for points. Any idea what the record is for home points for the Panthers?
No, but I'm sure you have your cheat sheet.
I do. It's a very big cheat sheet. They once scored 127 on Syracuse back in 1970. Of course, that was up at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse.
Yep.
127. That was before the three-point line.
I was going to mention that. That's getting buckets.
Cathcart loses his balance. Good long pass to Taylor. Taylor fouled by Artis. He'll go to the line.
It's a good foul.
Kevin Stallings told us before the game, you never feel secure with Marshall because in a couple of possessions, they can cut your lead in half. And that's what they've done right now.
The Panthers just have to be strong with the basketball, get the right spacing on the floor, attack the rim, and knock down free throws.
See those numbers from Taylor. Panthers call a timeout with all the good numbers you've seen from the Panthers, shooting just 61% from the foul line. A 30-second timeout for Pitt. So what's Kevin Stallings saying here, Curtis?
Well, just want to be strong with the basketball. You want to make good decisions. Let's run our stuff. Anytime they run their stuff, they can get what they want. You know, just move the basketball and just be aggressive. I mean, you know, the game is simple.
It's not going to be simple here for the first 5 games of the ACC. 24th ranked Notre Dame, then Virginia's here. Then they're at Syracuse, which is tough no matter what the record. At Louisville, which is always a challenge. And then Miami here on the 14th. There is not an easy way to enter the ACC, but this is definitely difficult.
But this is why you come here. You know, you come here for those games. I mean, you want to be on a big stage. You want to play against the best. That's what it's all about, right?
And how about some credit for Marshall as well, not giving up. Trailed by as many as 29. And it's a 13-point game right now with still 5.5 to go.
Well, the Panthers can't play tentatively. Stay aggressive. Move the ball until you get a good look.
Young backs down low, lefty.
Can't get a better look than that.
24 for Young. Drive by Elmore. On the floor. That fell on Jamel Artis, his second.
Nice little hesitation. Never saw a foul.
May have gotten him on the arm on the floor.
Okay, okay.
Elmore finishes the free throw. Elmore 8 of 9 from the line, 14 points.
Got off to a slow start, but he's got it going right now.
Panthers 96 points, but lead by just 13. It reminds me of that Pitt football game against Syracuse, 76-61. You're feeling good about the offense, but defensively, maybe not so much. Panthers work it down low to Young. He loses control. Here comes Taylor. Chance to cut the lead to 10. Taylor, Burks to do it. Does it. Wow. It's a 10-point game.
This is what Coach Stallings talked about.
See a little pocket of Marshall fans getting excited for really the first time. It's been all Pitt for this game. Young is fouled by Loop. You see the turnover by the Panthers. And
how about this decision for the big guy Taylor to kick back, trailing Burks, knocked down.
You see that Marshall bench getting excited. See if Pitt can hit some free throws.
Yep, you want to get the right guys on the line now. Artis is typically a pretty good free throw shooter. He's not on tonight. Try to keep the ball out of his hands.
Young 84% for the season, 6 of 9 as Luther checks in.
Young checks out.
12-point lead for Pitt. Already Elmore's trying to save a little clock. Three-pointer from Loop. No good. Rebound to Kithcart. There's no real margin of error for Marshall. Jeter. Foul line extended. No good. Rebound to Burks. Burks cross court. Browning. Three knocked away. Swatted by Jeter.
Welcome to the block party.
See Jeter jump center for the Panthers, and here's why.
Return to sender.
Inbound for Marshall. Taylor is going to work it and push and push and push and have it stolen by Artis.
Good hands.
Artis running the break. He'll stop, pop, drop. 100 points for the Panthers. Elmore working out of control. And ball knocked out of bounds by the Panthers. Jamel Artis as the Panthers get to 100 points. Artis with 26 in this Pitt lead.
Men need to prepare themselves. Nivea Men Cream. Super fast absorbing and non-greasy. Nivea makes you feel good in your skin. Nivea Men Cream. Crafted just for you. Nivea Men. It starts with you. Get your free sample at NiveaMenUSA.com.
Panthers once again led by senior Michael Young. 22 points he averages, and he's coming through again tonight.
No question, he's done an excellent job of attacking the rim, as you see him take baseline and throw it in here. But the offensive glass, he's been alive as well. It's a nice putback as Jeter misses it. But man, he has been active on both ends of the floor.
Inbounds for Marshall, trailing by 14. Crossover, Browning working against Young. And misses rim. Jeter the rebound. That is 10 for Jeter. That's a double-double for Sheldon Jeter. Oh, bad communication. Kevin Stallings was not happy. I think he wanted to throw that back in himself.
A little miscommunication.
Turnover for the Panthers. Marshall. Taylor drives the lane, lays it up and in.
Mike has to do a better job of defending than that.
And Kevin Stallings was hoping this would be one of those games where he could work a lot of his younger guys, but really with this Marshall second half comeback, they haven't had the opportunity. Three-pointer from Artis. No good. Rebound to Elmore. Quickly to Browning. Browning working, floating, making. Back to 10.
2:42 to go. Going the other way.
And an offensive foul on the Panthers.
Nice first step, but he pushed off with his left hand here.
That's a key call for Marshall, not just because they get the foul, but that would have been 5 on Taylor.
Right. Can't afford to lose him at this point.
Each team 2 timeouts. We have a ball game again here at the Peterson Event Center. See Marshall being able to work that break. Taylor, that would have been something making that, but Elmore can't make that. Taylor, what a finish by the big man.
Nobody put a body on him. He came from the three-point line. Nice follow-up.
Now it's 8. Young drive on Taylor and a foul down low. I think that's going to be on Loop. Boy,
what an effort by Taylor.
He's not even in your picture and comes flying in and finishes.
Beautiful body control.
It's a guy with 4 fouls who is playing all out as Young goes to the line. Try to get the Panther lead back to double digits. Young 7 of 10. It's been a good second half for Dan D'Antoni's group. 68 years old and still loving the game.
Loves it.
And a 68-year-old who buys into analytics and some of the new methods, but he says the style he plays is the same style that he and his brother played in high school, and it's been the same style that Mike D'Antoni has coached in the NBA, and he's just bringing that to Marshall after 30 years of coaching high school ball in Myrtle Beach. Crossover, spin move by Elmore.
Same move against the same guy.
The 8-point lead, 1:48 to go, timeout by the Thundering Herd. This Marshall team will not go away.
I think Luther was so concerned about fouling that he didn't want to get physical, didn't want to get his body up into him, and gave up an easy deuce.
Tell you what, Marshall and Conference USA is going to play some exciting games. Picked 4th in their conference. You can see they've got some talent.
They just keep coming, don't they?
Only teams picked higher are UAB, Middle Tennessee, and Western Kentucky. It's 33 straight games as well for Marshall of 70 points or more. Of course, they crossed that hurdle a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago. I mean, this year alone, they're averaging 86 points per game. And as I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, they've had at least 3 games where they scored over 100. One most notably against Toledo, where they scored 111 to beat them in overtime.
It's a Marshall team that nearly won at number 24 Cincinnati their last time out. Down low, Jeter, righty hook. Right there for Sheldon Jeter. 19 points for Jeter.
Well executed play there.
Elmore, Browning. Spin move by Elmore, loses control, ball and a foul down low on Cameron Johnson. That'll stop the clock as Sheldon Jeter with key hoop down low.
Oh, that was a nice ISO by Jeter. Saw he had the height advantage, went over his left shoulder, finished high.
Loop to shoot 2. Austin Loop from South Webster, Ohio.
Well, it looks like the Panthers with 1:17 to go is going to close this game out, but I thought Marshall did a good job of making this respectable.
Loop makes it. And a foul on Browning. As we see Coach D'Antoni still coaching. 1:14 to go. He wanted the trap.
Right.
Explaining that to Elmore. John Elmore's brother, Ott Elmore, is on the roster. The last brother-brother combination was Mike D'Antoni and Dan D'Antoni at Marshall. Each of them with 1,000 points as Artis misses the free throw. It's still an 8-point game. Face will say it all. Should be an interesting post game. They all have been, it seems, from Kevin Stallings. We'll see what he says about this one, regardless of if the Panthers win or lose. Browning, Elmore. Elmore's going to drive lane. Foul call on Michael Young. Young's third.
Might have got away with the travel there, but you know, I can't say that the Panthers closed this second half out and finished this second half strong like they have the last few games.
Pitt has shot 52% in the second half.
2, 3, and definitely a travel.
But Marshall shooting 61% in the second half, and they are 17 of 18 from the foul line. Marshall is.
Beautiful ball movement by him, and they've done a much better job of attacking the rim. They were jump shot happy the first half, and we got a ball game, buddy.
106, 7-point game. Young. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson back to Young. Down low, Jeter's fouled. Allison picks up the foul. He had to. (105-98). Jeter makes the free throw. Ryan Taylor checks back in. Taylor, 20 points, 9 boards.
Offense, defense strategy by Marshall.
And Taylor has played most of the second half with 4 fouls.
2 big free throws there.
You see the other man standing on that Marshall bench. A near turnover by Marshall. Chris Duhon, you remember him from Duke?
Oh, yeah.
Also a little time in the NBA. Duhon just sitting down now. They're next to Miovic. Good get for D'Antonio at Marshall. Burks, head fake, drives. Wild lefty shot and a blocking foul on the Panthers. So again to the line, clock stops. Kithcart picks up the foul.
That's what you don't want. You don't want the clock to stop and allow them opportunities to score with the clock stop.
Coach D'Antoni.
That's Kithcart's 4th foul.
Funny, when we were talking to D'Antoni as Allison checks in, and we said, how are you going to defend Artis and Young? What kind of strategy are you going to use? Like, who are they? So we just do our thing.
We don't worry about
we
the opposing
do our
team.
thing. He said, there are times I've looked down and I've worried. I don't worry anymore.
That's one way to look at it.
It is a different way of looking at it. The lead down to 7. Kithcart inbounds. The last time the Panthers have given up 100 points was against North Carolina back in 1993.
And more importantly, they just gave up another possession.
So Marshall has the ball. Down 7, 44 to play. Tough inbounds to Taylor. Taylor spin move.
Ooh.
And misses, but he gets his own rebound, lays it up and in. It's down to 5.
He's a player.
The final timeout for Marshall as Taylor just working it down low.
It was a design play here to get it to Taylor to go to baseline, and he didn't get it the first time, but he went right back after it. Great second effort by the big fella.
Where did this game get away from the Panthers first?
Well, it started with the free throw line. Jamil Artis has probably missed a half dozen free throws. You knock down your free throws, it changes everything in terms of possession and how they have to play this game. You know, they were driving the ball to the basket looking for twos. Well, if he makes his free throws, now they're down 15, 17 points, and you can't, twos won't help you when you're not playing defense on the other end.
I think you also mentioned that at some point maybe the Panthers got jump shot happy.
No question, no question. I mean, really in the isolation, you can get Jeter on the block, you can have Mike Young on the block, and in many respects, you get Artis on the block, and they can score at will. And they got completely away from that and was just shooting jump shots for a 5 or 6 minute stretch, which really helped get them back into the game.
And I say that with no disrespect to this Marshall team. 61% shooting here in the second half. 20 of 21. You mentioned the Panthers missing. No misses except for one, to be technical, but 20 of 21 here in the second half. 24 of 28 for the game.
Amazing.
Underdogs need to do the little things. They've done those little things.
Well, with 39 seconds to go, let's see how it plays out. 5-point game.
Inbound to Artis. And Loop is looking to foul him. No foul call. And foul there. I thought maybe for a second he may have dragged the pivot foot. That's what they were going to call. But a foul as Artis will go back to the line. It's the third foul on Burks.
He is 6 for 11, missed 5.
And hits that one.
Yep.
Cathcart in, Luther out. We see Taylor in now. With Allison out, we're seeing these substitutions to try to save Taylor from being the guy who has to commit a foul. 6-point lead. Artis with 29, Young with 28. Burks leads the Herd with 23. Why? And a foul on the floor. The Herd wanting the continuation. We may have seen the NBA travel, but we're not going to see the NBA continuation.
No. You know, you look at Cam Johnson, I mean, good defensive position. The problem was when you come up out of your defensive stance and there's any contact made, 90% of the time they're going to call a foul. If he makes that same play down in the defensive stands, referees normally won't call that.
It's amazing, a regulation game. The Panthers have 109 points and still haven't put it away. Burks makes the free throw. Burks 5 of 5 from the foul line. 24 points, 7 of 10 shooting from the floor. Down to Artis. Artis trapped, calls a timeout. Pitt has one left, 5-point game. It is a game that at one point seemed like it was going to end early, and now it's the game that will never end.
Well, when you think about this, you know, this is where they have to be aware of the possession, who has the ball. I mean, it should have been a quick foul to Artis. He made his last two, but he's the guy that's been struggling from the line.
They really set a good trap on that play, too. They had him locked into that corner by the Marshall bench. Thundering Herd 7-5, Panthers 10-2, and a lot of scoring. Each team basically 50% or better. And what's amazing about this is really haven't been that many turnovers.
No, been quality possessions, and you know, things that probably most amazing with me is the Panthers are only out rebounding them by 4. Clearly have the height and size advantage.
A lot of that coming in the second half.
Well, Marshall had already had a look at this out of bounds play. Let's see if they change it up any.
Inbounds to Young. Young fouled down low. We'll see who gets that one, if it's Browning or Elmore. It's Browning.
Looks like Browning.
His 4th. Two shots for Young. Free throw good. Artis 29 points. Young 29 points. And Young makes the second. Panthers making those free throws when they absolutely need to. Nearly a turnover as Elmore was waiting till the last second. He's going to drive the lane, kick it back out, loop three, short. And a rebound to Artis, and that could do it right there.
Yep.
And how about this? Artis going to the line. The Panthers have a chance for a pair of 30-point scores. Wow.
There it is.
Each with 30 points in this game. And misses there, so they each have 30. Browning, drive, layup, 6-point game, 9 seconds to go. Let's see if they foul. Marshall does not foul, and the clock maybe will roll out. Yes, it will roll out. Likely for the first time in Pitt history, a pair of 30-point scorers in the same game as the Panthers improved 11-2. Marshall drops to 7-6 on the season. For Curtis Aiken and our outstanding crew, I'm Jeff Hathorn saying so long from Pittsburgh, where our final score is Pitt 112, Marshall 106. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
Inconsciente, a été transportée à l'hôpital.
Aí, Pedro, preciso de você na caixa, Davi, ajuda ele.
哎，对，你先把那弄上，对。